All right, so welcome everyone. It's March the 13th. It's a 4-day and it's a Wednesday in 2024. And we're working with, again, the law of transmutation and dissipation and prudence and the 8th dimension of creation. And all of this is contained within our high heart chakra, which is these beautiful swirling colors of peaches and golden colors and pinks and fuchsias. And it's so beautiful. Stare at that. And the Divine Mother came in and explained clarity to us. So each of these chakras is balanced. There's the father energy, which is more golden, and the mother energy, which is more blue in each one. So for the balancing. Okay, so this is just sort of an overview. One of the biggest things that we're working on is being in gratitude for everything. So you can see we've got the golden energy and the blue, the being in, and the silver is truth. So just so we know, it's connected to the mother, to the moon. See the moon here, and the sky and the water. And this high heart chakra is connected to the lungs for the breathing of the air, which is connected to the mother, connected to the blood, the blue blood in the veins, the flow like water, and the lymphatic system. So systems are generally connected to the father energy. Like laws, they are like the bones, like the framework. So think of the laws like the framework, and the divine qualities like the inner, like the flow in the physical form. So the more we are in divine alignment, the organs and systems of the body work better as well. So here we've got Albert Einstein saying the 8th dimension is creation, the state of being where the manipulation of energy of the fuel of love into form, be it process or tangible, is learned. So that's a very interesting statement. And the law, of course, is the law of transmutation and dissipation. Transmutation, we transmute the old belief systems, being in gratitude, and the dissipation part is connected to forgiveness. The transmutation is also connected to acceptance, just accepting what has happened and neutralizing the energy. And that helps bring us into this divine alignment, which is source, down the truth cord into the crown chakra, through all the chakras, and then grounding down to Gaia, to the center of the planet. So it's a continual flow of energy that goes from Gaia to us, up through the chakras, up to source, and that's like a recharge of our batteries. That's why it's a really good idea to visit source every once in a while and recharge, and it comes back down again. And this is the energy of ascension as well. Okay, so let's move on here. Okay, so this is Albert Einstein explaining a little bit more deeply the 8th dimension. This lesson of acceptance for one's creation is an inherent component of this growth cycle. So when we can look at the past in a state of acceptance of it, not holding any kind of resentment for it, like for the traumas and for the experiences, just being in a state of blessing the past. I can give you an example. I used to struggle with alcoholism. And now when I think of that, I actually bless myself. I am accepting of myself, of that foray into that experience, because from our sorrow can come our joy. Like tonight, I'm going down into the downtown east side to sit with the women that are really struggling with addiction. And I wouldn't probably do that if I hadn't experienced the alcoholism. So that state of acceptance, you can go deeper and deeper and deeper into it until you're in gratitude for it. So it's interesting. Acceptance is a really beautiful state of being. So he says you cannot consistently create an anchor into the third reality, the third dimension, without acceptance of this precept. Many shy away from this cycle because they believe it is a sin of hubris to think that they can manipulate atoms. But what we're doing is just manipulating belief systems, so we're not holding any resentment anymore. They believe that this is the purview only of the gods. This system is often present because of flow from past lives where human and this life, where human ego manufactured painful experiences. The qualities of this growth are the understanding of unity with one and all, the ability to fully embrace and participate with God's source. It is an acceptance of your role within the universe, and it is a humble, devout vow to abide by the universal laws of creation. It is through embracing of this growth cycle that the anchoring of Nova being and the creation of Nova Earth will truly come to pass. The virtue is awe in deep recognition of the wonder and unlimited potential of the universe and source. So oh, no, I didn't recreate it right there, but I have that somewhere else. So we'll go into it a little bit more deeply because that's actually an amazing statement. But here we are. This is the Sarun high heart chakra right above the heart. And we're balancing in the father energy. We're balancing in the mother energy. Just know that it's like a crossover with the physical form. The feminine energy is one side of the mind. The one side of the mind is more feminine and one is more masculine. There has been a suppression of the divine feminine in everyone. That's our peace, how peaceful we feel within. And that is rising on the planet, but we want to be in that equal balance. And usually it goes back to how we feel about our caregivers, mom, dad, grandparents, siblings. And it's just really coming to the state of being a blessing. The beings in early childhood. So we're not holding on to any anger or sorrow or any of the old belief systems. This chakra is also very much connected to prudence. So we learned all about prudence in the Halion below, but it spins in the Sarun as well. Hence all the colors of prudence up here. And prudence is moderation and balance, love and gratitude, but also temperance. And temperance, St. Bernadette explained to us, was that ability to quickly apologize to ourselves when the mind goes off on a tangent, to pull ourselves back and come in with a quick apology. I'm so sorry to the self. And then you can also extend that out to others and out to the universe. But that's a very fast way to bring yourself back into alignment. If you find yourself ruminating about the past. Okay. Oh, and this was Lillian's thing with I am. So this was the message from the Pleiadians. That's another very fast way into divine alignment. Bring yourself to saying I am love, or even any of the divine qualities. These words anchor the truth of your divine heritage. The words naturally activate a quickening through your heart cells, which transmits a calling of truth to all cells in your physical body. I am. So that's a really beautiful message from the Pleiadians that Lillian pointed out for us. Thank you, Lillian. Okay. Yeah, and I've got my drum here because they said that your unique heart pulse goes throughout the entire universal arena. So they're using slightly different languaging than the Council of Love does, but it's all the same. Yeah, the divine frequency of light, the words I am automatically radiate out. So it's like a drum beat. I know that when I'm using my drum for circle work and I'm beating it, it feels like a heartbeat, and that it's just going out far and wide. So that's a beautiful message. Thank you. And this is just a very quick overview of prudence. So this was very often we have a tendency to fly into the old way, which is blame of self. We take responsibility for something we've done or we haven't done, and it goes on and on. And that's when the mind just does, it's like a ping pong back and forth between both sides. And it's uncomfortable. And she says, this is not in balance. That is not in moderation, not in temperance or prudence. The prudence is to acknowledge where we have gone awry, to look at it, to do whatever repair work is necessary, including especially letting it go, to apologize to ourselves and to the universe, to whomever we have harmed, and then to proceed. It is not to dwell on it day after day after day. I made a mistake. I can never go on. So I know that in the past I used to do that. And Archangel Michael actually in one of my readings said, stop it. You don't need to do that. So if you find yourself the mind going on and on, you really ask for help or just sit still and do the quick apology. It works miracles. Okay, so this is the clarity that the mother is sending to us. There is an expansion of clarity as we go along this ascension path. This is the rising of the divine feminine, and it's also us understanding the flow of energy, us being in the flow out in community, the flow in our physical form of perfect health. It's connected to deep forgiveness of everything, and trust and faith, and then the stillness as well. So blue is hope and peace and serenity. So just think, this is the mother's energy. It's her blue diamond energy that is within all of us. It's in the blue flame, in the tri-flame, in the heart center. Okay, and then this is how powerful the breath is. So the power of the breath. The lungs are very similar to the color of truth. So truth is silver and pink, and the lungs are that color. So just think, though, that organ in your body is like a metaphor for truth. So every breath, when we're consciously breathing, we can focus on I am truth. Truth and love are very interconnected. Archangel Michael said you cannot have truth without love and love without truth. And he said love is, if we wanted to put a masculine and feminine attribute to them, he said love is more feminine and truth is more masculine. So think truth like the framework and love like the flow. But love is everything too. So, so on the inhale, really, even if it's just focusing on love, and the exhale on love, but love is so much more. So it's just focusing on whatever it is that you're working on, and just realize that in the breath we have the power to restore the original plan for this planet. And we're recreating this planet of love, one breath at a time. Okay, and this is what it feels like when we're holding on to the old energy. It literally will tie us up in knots. So we're letting go all the knots of the past, whether it's this life or other lifetimes. And key is to whatever we are afraid of sharing, the more we share it and speak about it and bring it up to the surface and talk about it, the better. Because then there's no fear, there's no shame, there's no sorrow, there's no guilt. It just dissipates. So I always say, bring it up, talk about it, and neutralize the energy. And then come into the state of gratitude for everything. Oh my gosh. Then we're right in the flow of ascension. And there's all our fields. This is the image that I shared the other day, and we're really clearing it out with white light, with silver light, even with the emerald green, and you can move your arms around and just like really work with the field too. It's very physical. It's etheric, but it's also very physical. You can use your arms to clear it out, and just know like all these colors are colors of the rainbow and colors of healing. The colors are healing. So even working with any of the colors is healing. Beautiful. Okay. The white light is all. Yes. So white is all the colors. Purple is all the colors. Black is all the colors. Albert Einstein does work with black. We haven't worked with black very much. I was told not to wear black. When I first showed up for my readings in 2011, they said I was wearing too much black and that it wasn't, that I should be wearing my ray, which is blue, and the colors of the rainbow. So I don't know if anybody wears too much black, but it can be detrimental sometimes. It is all the colors though, so I'm not really sure why. I think maybe I don't know. I don't know. Anyways. Okay, so now this is the guy that phoned in. This was in the law of balance. And remember I said I thought I remembered somebody cleaning the field. So SK Raj says you can etherically take a white silk cloth and polish your grid. And remember we were talking about the golden grid. But he talks about it here. He says you can use the all-purpose rainbow salve. So you can imagine in imagination, feel like you have a rainbow ointment and you're cleaning it. It has all rays, all colors. It is usually used in healing, but it is applicable here. You may use Gabriel's golden elixir to recoat it and shine it up. But the key is to become aware, whoops, missing a space there, of your grid. And when I say your grid, I also mean not your body, but your full field. So this is what he's talking about, all the energy all around us. So do not just pay attention to your physical form that is the center of your grid, but go farther out into the expanded auric field as well. And make sure your emotional body, your mental body, your causal, your astral bodies, that is all clear and bright and shiny as well. So he's asking us to feel out into your fields and clean it up. Yes, Ken.
What's our causal body?
Okay, so it's the blue one right out here. That is a good question. It's right below the seal of Solomon and in between the etheric template of the soul design. I don't know. I'm gonna have to look that up. It's
Okay.
blue, causal. It might have the word sounds familiar, so but maybe Darren knows.
Yeah, the causal body is usually related to the monad.
The what?
Monad?
You're talking about the group of people that are in your monad or whatever? Is that what you're?
No, the monad is basically your higher self.
Oh, okay.
Okay, well, so we've got the universal self, then we've got the seal of Solomon, which is like a seal, like that protects us, and then it's causal, so maybe that's a higher self. Oh, and then it's soul design. Yeah, it could be. Yeah, and then soul design, and then mental, astral, emotional, etheric. Yeah, so it could be a higher self. Thanks, Darren. Okay. All right, so this is what we're clearing out of the field, basically. It's all our fear. So a good question to ask is, what is my fear? Okay, so I'm going to give you an example. I've had fear of young men from lifetimes, and my guides told me that. It went way back to even the time when I was a fairy. And so what happens with fear is it attracts, if it's not dealt with, because we in other lifetimes we were not so good at turning things around and neutralizing the energy. It would just build and build and build, and that's why we've got so many issues on the planet right now, because none of us were very good at cleaning up our fields, basically. So fear attracts more fear. And sometimes we call these experiences an attack. So I know that I've experienced several attacks in this lifetime. And now the work is to be in acceptance of the situation. So know that if you feel like you're having an attack or you're experiencing fear, the best thing to do is sit down and ask it what it's connected to, because it's always connected to the past. And for us to come into that acceptance of the situation, of feeling separate from the mother father one, sometimes we're holding resentment right up to the divine mother father one for not doing something about this. And of course, the nature of the journey is that we're here to master ourselves. So the mother father one are watching everything, they hear everything. Our guides are too, but we are the ones that wanted to come on this adventure. So this is our job to turn the fear around and accept it and realize it's not real, and to come, whether it's forgiveness or gratitude or whatever, however we want to neutralize the energy. But it helps to really not push it away, not shove it down, but to face right into it. And explain it in front of a group is a great way. The way Paula did the other day, fabulous. Just brings it up to the surface. So we get to the truth of the matter. We transmute the energy. You're in gratitude for your courage to, be here experiencing all of this. And we're really coming into that love for self. And then the wounded child heals. So, and that's a really big piece of this. Yes. And
Well, I was thinking about the fact that fear isn't real, and I was wondering how that might play into what we're talking about.
it isn't real, but we feel like it's real though.
Okay. Well,
Especially when we're attacked. Then it feels real. But yeah, it's really what Albert says, it's human ego manufactured painful experiences. And when we get that and we just accept it, then it's easier to deal, come forgive and be gratitude and compassion and the divine qualities.
there's also the phrase fear, false emotion appearing real. I
Yeah.
don't know if that helps.
Yeah. Yep, that's one. False. And there's another one. Jesus said false expectations appearing real. Or yeah. There's a few of them. But
Okay.
yeah. So yeah, human ego manufactured painful experiences. And we've all had them. So, but our job now is just to realize that we created them. Accept our role in it. It's not really out there. We attracted it. Yeah. So, and then to get to the point where I've gotten to the point where the young men or however I want to feel it is me, like we are all one. My neighbor is me. So the gratitude and the transmuting of the energy so that we feel that oneness with everyone. And then there is no fear. Yeah. Easier said than done. Yeah. So here it is. Acceptance for one's creations, situation often present because of flow from past lives, human ego, manufactured painful experiences. Yeah. We've all been there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that's what this dimension and this chakra is all about. Understanding that we reap what we sow, to get to that acceptance. So we're really anchored in our self-love and self-worth. So just recognizing, yes, we've had these experiences, and now it's time to neutralize this old energy so they don't recreate, because that's what I'm seeing. And when I'm out in the public, most people don't understand that how deep we can go into the fear, to neutralize it. So whether that's for us to do and send that into the collective, I know it is. And can it shift 8 billion people? Well, we'll find out, won't we?
Kathleen, can you give an example of what you might be seeing that would further explain what you just said? That fear is so deep that some of us are recreating.
Oh, yeah. Well, I just
Can-
was visiting with an old friend that I hadn't seen in a while. And
Yeah.
she's, oh my gosh, she had heart issues, and then she cut her finger, her thumb almost off. She's a caterer, so she can barely work right now. She's my age.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm seeing it at the staff where I go and work to do readings. They keep recreating getting sick. Like all
Okay.
the
Yeah.
staff is going through them and through them and through them. And I'm like standing there and cleaning their fields, and there's only so much I can do. It's an individual journey. So
Right.
the person had, you know, deeper understanding of the work, really. Mhm.
Could it be like a person that always complains of being not feeling well, and then they continue to have more experiences of not feeling well? Could that be
Mhm.
an example too?
Yeah. And then that's in the mind. See how it's in the mind?
Yeah, totally.
And
Yeah.
and that's actually a really good example of it going into the field. So the mind is the green, and then the feelings is the lavender. So it starts in the mind, and then it goes into the feelings, and then it anchors into the body over
Gotcha.
and over and over. And it's usually from something from childhood, something they've
Yeah.
like a thought pattern they've learned in childhood. Mhm.
Yeah.
Or it could be a trauma that they don't even know they have.
Yeah.
Because a lot of kids can't even remember. My sister can't remember anything underneath 8.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then it goes back to the I am statements that Lillian was talking about.
Yeah. So can an I am statement just clear everything out? I I don't know, because the deeper I go, the deeper you've gone in the work that you've done, the more it's brought up to the surface, the better we feel.
Yeah.
So we can multiply it out. I mean, I was taught by Archangel Gabriel, any insight you get, multiply it by the collective. So that can help. But then you've got to be ready to run the energy, though. So, and that's what I tend to do. I multiply, and then I know I'm going to be running energy and probably awake.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, Ken?
I'm not sure I understand multiply, what you're talking about.
Okay, so when we get an insight,
Oh, insight. Okay.
yeah, yeah, like when we clear out a belief system and you feel so much better, you
Hmm.
could say, can I multiply this by 8 billion?
Oh, you took on the all 8 billion. No wonder you're running so much energy.
Well, that's what she told me to do. We started out
I love it.
small. We did times 100, and then I said to her, "Well, where do you want it to get to?" And she said, "Well, by the whole planet."
Oh, well, perfect. Okay, good to know. There we go.
But I don't recommend doing that. Like, go start small if you want to do that.
Okay.
Multiply it by your city, by your
Yeah.
yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And you can build it up. You can build it up. Like it doesn't really bother me. I'll wake up and I can feel the energy running. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
But I think that's why I'm doing these Zooms too, because before I start the Zooms, I am putting the mighty ones around the entire planet, and saying, can we multiply these Zooms out into the collective times 8 billion, basically, because this is how things work. And we want this to get into the collective. But then
Right.
I need to know that my cards are going to start selling and the manuals are going to start selling, and I'll be speaking to bigger groups. You know what I mean? When you do that, then you have to be prepared to step up to the plate, because they'll push
Right.
you farther and farther out into the public to get the message
Right.
across. Yeah, which has slowly been happening. I run physical circles, and I mean, I talk to a lot of people, so I can see how they're getting me ready. Yeah,
I
Ken.
love it.
Okay, well, okay, if you can go back a little bit, I kind of lost my train of thought here, so what we were just talking about, if you can help me with that a little bit.
Yeah, multiplying the energy out or fear.
Okay, so, oh, I know what I was going to ask. Is
Mhm.
it enervating to do all that, to have that energy flowing through you?
Yes. Yeah, for me it is now. So the more I understand being in gratitude for everything, then it flows really easily. And deeper and deeper gratitude for everything, and especially the self. And so I'm not holding the self in any kind of dissonance. I'm, yeah. And the more I'm
Okay,
in love with myself, oh, it just runs through me. It's a beautiful feeling. Hmm.
okay, so what you're saying is, so if we have these multiple, oh, when we have an aha, and then we multiply it out,
Hmm.
and then, oh God, I can't remember what else I was going to add on to that.
It will, if it's what you do. So one of my missions is that I run energy. Like
Uh-huh.
that's who I am. I run energy. And so
Sure.
you might feel it in a different way, but you send it out, it will come back. Do you see what I'm saying? So you're sending it out into the collective, then the energy will come back and help you reach a whole new level. That's how it works.
Can
Is there
I,
any,
uh, can I suggest something simply for him to understand?
Hmm.
In the quantum perspective, an example I read when I read The Field by Linda Taggart, and I've never forgotten it because it applies to everything. When you put toast in your toaster and the electrons moving around in your toaster, and you're not even involved with any emotions or any feeling or anything. What? So the electrons that are moving in your toaster reach out to the farthest universe of all the universes. That the movement of those electrons in your little toaster will affect. So if you can think of your toaster and your toast, and then just think of what you do in your prayer or in your energy work and how phenomenal that would be. And you're not just, it's a much more than just electrons in your toaster. So I'm just trying to give you an idea if that helps. The simplicity of that makes you can see how powerful you are by using as a spiritual being your intention, because we're all one. That collapses any number of billions because we are all one, which means we're one with infinite. So anyways,
Beautiful. I
here
love
Wow.
comes the
Wow.
physics lesson.
yeah,
it. Yeah, that's fabulous.
third grade level.
Yeah, and the fun thing is we all know this, but it's like we're remembering and we're each helping to
Right.
remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we're all like toasters.
Right.
Mhm. I love that. Okay. Lillian, you're a toaster.
So
You
I'll remember that forever.
exactly.
Toaster.
Do you know one of my kids' favorite movies? It was called The Brave Little Toaster. And it was the funniest little movie. They just watch it
See,
over.
there it is.
Thank you, Mary.
You're welcome.
Oh my God. It's great. Okay, so here we are. Now we're all toasters. I am acceptance of my role within the universe. Woohoo! Okay, so put a toaster up
Woohoo.
there. I'm gonna put a toaster on this slide. I am humility. This is Albert. What I said, the description for the 8th dimension, and I said I expanded the last sentences. So this is it. I am humility with my devout vow to abide by the universal laws of creation. I embrace this growth cycle, my anchoring of Nova being and the creation of Nova Earth, knowing it will truly come to pass. So it helps to come along with our intention, just like Mary said. And the virtue is awe in deep recognition of the wonder and unlimited potential of the universe and source. So awe was explained to us by Archangel Yophiel. Remember the Yofi dust? So the magic of everything. Yes, Ken.
Going to say is then we have to be careful because the reverse is also true. If we have negative thoughts, that goes out the same way.
Yeah,
True.
that's how
Very
important.
true.
Yes, that's how important it is to be, and that's why I have this picture, this divine alignment, us aligned with Gaia, knowing her energy is keeping us in alignment, the chakras are keeping us in alignment, and source as well. It's always flowing through us and around us, in and out of the chakras. Like we have so much help. And the energetics of the physics of how things work in the higher realms helps us remain in the middle. It's just these pesky belief systems. And it's really from one side of the brain, the left side of the brain. The right side is all about peace and quiet. And that's been suppressed for thousands of years here. So we really want the peace to rise in everyone and calm down the logical side, the old belief systems. And Yofi dust is a great way to do it. So just dump a big bucket over your head every morning. It's super magical. Okay. Oh, and then with Jesus. Okay, this was another Pamela Kribbe channeling with Jesus. And he says the essence of the Christ energy is to recognize the face of an innocent child behind all negative and disruptive behavior and to first see our own innocence. So especially our negative and disruptive behavior within. Remember our innocence, our purity. When we can look at our own pain without fear, at ease with our own darkness, not rejecting it, this is when the magic happens. So no shame, no guilt, no anger, no sorrow. I mean, sorrow is really helpful because it's a release. So if you're feeling sad, I always say, feel sad. That's a great thing. Anger is really the twin of fear. So if we're getting angry, then we're usually afraid of something. A good idea just to ask the fear what it's connected to. And we're here to heal the wounded child. We're all wounded. We're all wounded from so many lifetimes. Yes, Ken.
Well, anger also stops all the feelings too. It's sort of like if you're feeling angry, you can't feel anything else.
Yeah. And it can be a motivator. I know I've used anger. I've used it to get me up and going. So it can be a blessing. But if you're residing in fear a lot, it's a good idea to just ask it how it's connected to the past. Your guides will show you. And then do the work around the situation that you see. Forgiveness, compassion, gratitude just neutralizes the energy. But there's layers. There's layers. So you think you might have cleared something out? Well, maybe not if it comes back.
My understanding is true in proper anger. Anger is an alignment of your rightness. Something's wrong, okay? But it should last no more than 25, 30 seconds. If it goes beyond that, then you're going into judgment, which is where the underlying beliefs are and programs that you're operating off of.
Yeah.
Could you say that again, please?
Anger is when you get angry, something's wrong, something's out of alignment. And true and proper anger will, if it bursts up out of you, it's 25 to 30 seconds, my understanding of what I was taught. If it goes beyond that and beyond that, what you're dealing with is that underlying belief or program that's running rampant in you. So if you can get the underlying program or belief that's keeping that anger there, releasing that, and you're good to go. I mean, that's my opinion. It's my own point of view.
Well, that's
I
helpful.
like your
Thank
point
you.
of view. Yeah.
Steve, is that your hand?
I'm just looking for my AI hand. There's my AI hand. There's an additional dimension here, and that's that the truth will set you free from the upset, right? And so that's like a value in the total outcome, but there's also the ability to use progressive release, like you're feeling more and more release, to show you that you're heading in the direction of the truth. Whereas if you're feeling more and more upset, you're heading in the other direction. So I used to use that when I was listening to people. If they felt more and more release, I know I'm going in the right direction. Anyways, truth will set you free.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And my big go-to is just sit still and ask your guides. They'll show you. And you're right about the judgment, Mary, because the only mistake we make, judgment of self or judgment of another.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So if
Yeah,
we're,
judgment is the one thing that causes separation.
yeah, exactly. And then so if we can neutralize that energy and get and see where it started, because it's usually coming down through our parents. It's a family belief system. Mhm.
Mhm.
And then to just the gratitude for recognizing it where it came from. Again, the truth sets us free. Forgiveness of our parents and gratitude to them for teaching us what doesn't work. and having a good giggle about it, because we're here to we're here to see, no, it doesn't work. Let's see if we can come to that place. You know that when you can laugh about it, you're there, because then, yeah, laughter sets us free too. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, and this one was a big epiphany, because I'm like, and I know this looks like a crazy slide, but we're actually in this amazing healing chamber on this planet. We can place the mighty ones around us, and that makes a healing chamber, because you see Michael's blue and Raphael's green and Uriel's silver and Yophiel's magenta, and then Gabrielle in the middle with her big ascension spiral. That is a healing chamber, and you can put that close to you. You can put it around rooms, your car, huge spaces, the planet. But look at what all this is connected to. It's all connected to nature, and nature is all around us. We are in a massive healing chamber right on this planet. So just know, like, every time you breathe the air, you're breathing the mother and the father, because that's the moisture and the light. Anytime you step outside and you're in nature, you're in a healing chamber. It's so amazing. Yeah, so that was a good one. So I made the crazy slide to go with it. Okay, and then sending love is the other one. Because really, when you're sending love, love is everything. And sending love solves everything, because we've started to see, like, we're really having effects by sending the love. And also, when we work with compassion, remember the Buddha told us to send compassion. Well, compassion is three colors, basically. And then so I've got get to the root, come to the root, because that's the red. Pass on the love. There's PASS, pass on the heart, the love. And then ION, I am on top of everything. That's your mastery. So non-judgment of self and others is compassion. And basically it's getting to the root, mastering the heart work, and we're there. And that's sending compassion. So sending love is really something. Okay, so that the work that we're doing on Monday is a big part of everything that's everything ascension. Okay, and another thing that has just come to me, I don't know if anyone drinks coconut water, but yeah, coconut water, it It provides vital glucose and critical mineral salts, including potassium and sodium, to the bloodstream. A fundamental component of our neurotransmitter chemical production. So this is Anthony Williams, medicalmedium.com. It's also good for insomnia. But make sure you get the coconut water without sugar. Read the ingredients. It's very tasty. It's important for people with blood sugar disorders. It enhances the power of anything it touches. It has incredible reach. When combined with any healing food, coconut gets in touch with those benefits and supercharges them. Yeah, Ken.
I was wondering, how much of it do you drink?
I would Google it. I don't know.
Okay,
Well, however you feel. I went to Costco and got a box of it.
okay.
Did you?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
You
and it tastes so good.
You
I'm
could muscle test yourself on how much to drink.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Do the sway
Okay.
test. Stand in front of it, do a yes, do a no, sway yes, and just hold your bottle in front of you. Do I drink all of this today? Find out. Your body will go for it.
Okay, thank you.
That's simple. That's the easiest thing that I do.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't do the coconut water because my friend and I, every 6 weeks, we go up and we come back with 40, 50 gallons of spring water that we coming off the mountain. Doing it for 5 years now.
Nice.
It's
They're
nice.
they're saying, but what they're saying is it's supercharged. It would supercharge that water as well.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So it's
I could even put a couple drops in the water, probably just to transmutation. Hey,
yeah,
good
well,
idea.
to superpower it. Basically, just to superpower it. Yeah. And the other thing about coconut, if humans are scattered all over the globe, but really at our origin, we're tropical. So when we were first here, like, thousands of years ago, we would have been in the warmer parts of the globe, usually. And coconut water helps us warm the body, keep us in that state. So if you run cold, you can drink coconut water and feel the warmth of the tropical plant, which is really cool. Or warm. It's really
I
warm.
think when we go to Costco, we should get some of that.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah. It's like a super amazing I don't know. It's funny, I came across it and Amelia is not wanting to go to sleep. So I'm like, I sent the information to my daughter, and then I was like, but Ken, you've been talking about that test for a while.
I
About
have?
sleep issues.
Oh, sleep issues. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That's why we were just suggesting that when we go to Costco, we'll get some.
Yeah. Yeah. So I sent this information to you, but maybe it didn't get to you. Did you not receive it as an email?
I don't know. I'll have to check.
Yeah, it's all in I sent it to you as an email if you want to reread it.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. So coconut puts us in touch with that foundational essence of who we are. Amazing. And it was all at the top of this curry recipe. Like it wasn't even in like a special place. It was at the top of a recipe. So I thought that was very divinely guided that I see that. Okay, and then this is reminding us, as above, so below. This is the law, and it is the law and the divine qualities that you are operating with and within. You are bringing the law, just like the coconut water, into your very core. But with the laws, they're like our bone structure. So think of your skeleton, the bone structure, as being the framework of the law. So I've got law alignment, and then I've got the scale, the balance. So just think of the scales being like really anchored and helping us remember the divine laws, the sacred laws, the universal laws. And then it's, again, much easier to stay in alignment out of the monkey mind and out of all those old belief systems. When you act in this way, then you know that what is within you as the law is also without. So it's like nature is whole and perfect, so are we. And we're the dissolving of all these belief systems that create the havoc here is why we're here. Okay, yeah, so there, see, I had the scales above in another slide, and I anchored them in. Let's do that again. That was pretty cool. And there it is.
Oh,
That's me learning animation.
I love it.
Okay, oh, there we go. Okay, and this is a review of the transmutation and dissipation, how simple it is. So anything we're working with. And Paula, have you been doing your
Yes,
okay,
yes.
good.
Mhm.
Yeah, I've been working it with one of my daughters too, and things are shifting. So yeah, it works. So we just put the energy, the situation in our hands, like we're cupping it to have some water out of a stream, and think clarity when we do that, because water, and in alignment. So you can see it's in alignment with our core, seat of our soul, with our love, because we always transmute with love. We're bringing ourselves into deeper alignment, and we're helping the situation come into deeper alignment. And then of course you can invoke just the law, or you can invoke Sanat Kumara or Saint Germain, or Mother, whoever you feel you're working with and can help. And then the idea is to sit still and listen, because that's when the clarity comes in. And you don't have to, it's good to do it every day until the situation shifts, but you'll know when you've done enough. So it's for feelings, old situations, war, poverty, hunger, health, relationships, planet, lots of things to work on here. And this law was embedded in this high heart chakra. So we're working with transmutation, is really anchoring in deeper and deeper gratitude with clarity. So clarity of gratitude. Divine Father, golden gratitude for self, for others, and the balance, think balance, golden alignment, loving your neighbor as yourself. But also, so there's the flow of energy. So there's the divine alignment. There's also the flow. So think dissipation is really that really deep forgiveness of self in these situations, and forgiveness of others, and apologies, being in the stillness. So we're working with both energies, the dissipation energy and the transmutation energy. And we are to own it within ourselves once again. And the ownership is the ownership of your sacred self. So the deeper we go into transmutation and dissipation, we're actually really working on ourselves, because oftentimes these situations that we're dealing with are connected to us, maybe things that we've experienced in other lifetimes, and we're coming more and more into deeper alignment, self-worth, remembering our self-worth, and then it flows directly into the situation that we're working on. So okay, so that's it. Healing with the law of transmutation. How's our time? I think this is everything that I just went over. The golden energy, the blue, and the healing. So just remembering nature is healing, and we're working on our self-worth and our self-love. Okay. Everything's deeply anchored in. Think flow, think the skeletal energy, think also the crossover energy of the masculine and the feminine in the physical form, and flow. Yeah, this is all our service. Okay, there's my timer. Let's just see. Okay, so I think what we're gonna do is we're just gonna leave it right here. And then let's do a little bit of flowing of energy out to the planet. And Mary, usually at the end of a class, we send energy for about 10 minutes. And then, you know, what we've anchored in, we just send it out. And then that's the end of the class. Okay, so is everybody okay with sending for about 10 minutes? Okay,
Yep.
let's do it. And you can put yourself on mute if you like, for the peace and the quiet. And I will set the timer. Okay. There we go. Okay, we'll see everyone in 10 minutes. Okay. That's our 10 minutes. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's getting dark here. There we go. Okay, that was a beautiful, beautiful sending. Thank you. All right, well, I'm gonna love you guys and leave you because I gotta run down into the downtown east side and do some readings.
Okay.
Unless you had any questions. Did you have a question, Ken?
No, I wasn't gonna have a question. I was just gonna make a statement.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Um, I don't know why, while I was doing my meditation, um, it's like, love is made up of hope.
Yes.
Yes.
Mhm. Absolutely. Mhm. And we're coming up, we're gonna be studying hope soon. And then for the throat chakra. We got Lurion, and then we're gonna do the throat and hope. Hope is amazing, and the mother explains it. She goes into great detail. It's so much more than just a wishing and a hoping.
Mhm.
I had a revelation today and I got it emotionally, which was wonderful. And the statement coming through, I did some breath work today, which was powerful. And it came in as love is who you are.
Yay! Woohoo!
Mm.
Good job. Awesome. Okay,
Love
we'll
is who
get
you are.
there. Good. Well, thanks for coming, Mary. It was nice to have you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
great.
please come back.
Yes.
It's 9 o'clock here. It's like hard, and so I have to make sure I put the timer on. I said, okay, I'm gonna do this.
Okay.
You know, so,
Well, we appreciate it. Just come whenever you feel like it.
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. All right,
Yeah.
everybody. See you on Friday.
Bye.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.